Hi guys, so here's the thing about this 5-minute quickie, your heads up as it were. It's all about coming back home, coming back to know the things that you know and do the things you know. You know that thing called mastery? Because when you do, what you'll find, the things you're not succeeding in, you'll have forgotten to do something. And I'm here to remind you. And I'll tell you a story how it all got reminded to me too. So have a good listen.
Warning. You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Quite a few years ago, my younger son Joseph and I, we were in the UK, and we went all the way from down the bottom of the UK to the very north of the UK, up in Edinburgh. And we went on a training to see somebody who we really respected, really wanted to get close to and learn as much as we could. Now, the thing is, we knew quite a bit, and I think the training was more beginner style, and that's nothing against. I'm going to say that again. I have nothing against that, because that's what we're going to be talking about. But the thing is, it wasn't quite what we expected. And I was getting very disappointed, because this was, in effect, one of my heroes of NLP. And I just wasn't getting it. And I had a massive takeaway. And it's actually changed the way I work. It was that big an effect, a massive aha moment that hit me not too quickly. Now, what was it? But what the bloody hell are you going on about? Well, anyway, this guy went to do a demonstration with a guy, another guy who was very depressed, had a lot of things going on in his life which were all very negative. And he was doing this demonstration to show how you could use the things he was teaching to, let it go. And after about 45 minutes, it wasn't working still. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder if he's going to say, this is not necessarily the right person or the right thing. Because that's in one way, I'd learned that's what you do. To give a good demonstration, you do a good demonstration. But this guy kept persisting, trying one thing more, trying another one thing more. And then he said, he turned around to the whole audience, but I thought he was speaking to me anyway, and said, do you mind if we go back to pure basics of NLP and hypnosis? And everyone nodded, and I said, yeah, you can do that. And he went back to do some really basic processes that we learn in practitioner level, and some really elegant but straightforward hypnosis. And guess what happened? Boom. The lights went out, the lights went on. This guy changed in moments in front of our eyes. And the thing was, I learnt that persistence, I never even thought about persistence. I've often thought about, if you're not getting there, maybe you're not the right client pool. It's not the right client. Then I thought, that's stupid, because clients are clients. It's me then. It must be me. I'm not the right therapist. But that persistence of just looking for the crack to shine your light in, the light that's going to change everything. The one thing that you haven't tried, the one question you didn't ask, the one process that you haven't used, the one that's just going to unlock that key. Unlock that key, have the key to unlock that change. So that was one thing I really took away with me, that nothing, and this way, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. I don't know enough to know that things are impossible, so I'll just find the thing that makes that impossible thing, or the appearance of the impossible thing, possible. And the other thing I learned was, so not only just persistence, and it will come, it's there inside you, Paul, it will come. Good old Cluffy, you've got all the resources, you've got the skills, you will do it. But the other one was basics. And it just reminded me of how good that training was, my very first trainings. My first trainings in hypnosis and NLP. And what I've been telling you, my students, and anybody else who listens to me really, is it's all about mastery. And mastery is doing what you know and knowing what you do. Because when you get that, you can improve upon those basics. Absolutely. You learn 2 or 3 basics, you get them, you master them, and then you add another. So you've got a real foundation of what where you're going. This is how we learn a skill. This is how you become a master. I mean, I think it was Bruce Lee said, I don't want to master 1,000 kicks, but I want to master one kick 1,000 times. Not sure what that all means in here, but what it means is, I guess, is just, look to master the basics and build upon it, have a great foundation. And what brought this into my mind was always coming back to basics, is because it's as if when I'm reading some books, and certainly books lately, and listening to various people on the hypnosis and NLP scene, is there are so many new processes being delivered. This is a brand new process. This is something I'm thinking, I haven't heard the name of it. I'll have a listen, because I'm always intrigued. Can I find one new thing that I can add to my repertoire of skills? And as I look at them, and there are a few exceptions, but they are very few and far between, they're just fluffed up. They're a repackaged process that I already knew. And it wasn't theirs. They've just made it sometimes even more difficult, which is what we say here at Personal Development Unplugged. It's dismantling that, bringing back to the basics, taking away the difficulty, and just, bringing it back into simple ways. In simplicity, there's genius. And that's what we're going to do. Take the complicated into the simplic into the simple, effective ways where the return on your investment is magnified so much because you're doing things right. It's like having the right technique, not loads of techniques of a sort and doing many times, doing one, doing it really good, we call it getting into your muscle. That muscle memory, but the muscle memory is in your brain and in your unconscious mind. Because I see so many students and people who are, learning NLP and hypnosis for the first time, and there's personal development for the first time. They're constantly looking for new, exciting stuff. And I call it stuff because that's all it is stuff. And some people add on nonsense. I wouldn't do that. Because again, there is some new takes on this. I've seen one or two that I've thought, well, that's exactly what I do, or I've learned. But it's okay, there's a different perspective on it. And that's helpful. But it's not the only way. And that's what I object to when people say this is new and this is probably the only way. So as long as we check out those things, because you never know. You never know. I mean, here's the thing. One of the things that I bought this book of this wonderful new process. And I didn't realize I've actually been doing that process for over 18 years. In fact, I modeled that process from the guy who this guy is writing about and saying he did it all. So, but it's nice to have it reaffirmed that you're doing things good. Anyway, what I wanted to really pass on was, these learnings, if like my learnings, is to say, well, look, in your personal development, your personal improvement, and that's in any sector of your life, any context, what are the simple things you know? Maybe what are the simple things you know and you're no longer doing, that if you did do them, you'd actually start to find the way that you get results. Let's take away the flashing lights, the bells, because I think there are a lot of smoke and mirrors and things like that. But what really worked for you at the beginning? How good can you do it? How well can you use it for yourself and others? How are you experiencing journaling, maybe? Going back to basics of just journaling. Maybe it's your goal setting. And there's lots of fancy ways of journaling and goal setting. I've seen the books for journaling. Crikey, O'Reilly, they're expensive. And at the end of the day, it's a piece of paper. Yeah, you can add the other bits in on a piece of paper, the bits you like. So it's just a thought, really. And this is like a reminder. And some of us might say, and I did initially, think, well, it's just a boring reminder, Paul. You're reminding yourself about the boring stuff. But it's not boring, is it? when you realize it gets results. So when I work with a client and I do something which is so simple, but it is the key that fits the lock, that makes a change so easy. And isn't that what it's all about? Your personal development, that question we've got from Tim Ferriss. What would this be like if it was easy? Well, the easy stuff is the stuff that you master, the stuff that you know, the stuff that you do that you know, and you do it well. And then you put your own muscle memory into it, you put your own character into it, and you develop it for you. And then if you want to change it or share it, awesome. But you share it as not the new singing or dancing, but you go, this is my take on journaling, goal setting, or, changing my state, or changing different, whatever, making my career brilliant. Because it's that sharing that is going to, I guess, make a difference. And when we do share, we will make a difference. And the thing is, when people share with you, you'll make a difference. And the whole part of that, or point of that is, I guess, is make a difference. And you can make a difference to one little thing. It's like just adding a grain of salt, a grain of sand, on top of the next one and the next one. Simple, nothing complicated in that, but you're laying a wonderful foundation. Because without that foundation, it'll all come tumbling down, which I've seen on these things. I've seen my students find this wonderful new thing, start it, and then go, I don't really know what's happening anymore. Go back to basics. And when you look and model, you'll see most things have a foundation in those basics, and then they have a twist. Well, that twist might be just the right thing for you, and that would be awesome. That's why we look. That's why we look at these things and find out what's going to suit us. But maybe, I know, I'm going on now, I know in my journaling and in the way that I set my diary out, I've done lots of different diaries, lots of different journaling, and I've looked at lots online. And in the end, I've come to the way I like doing it. So I'll take a piece from here, a piece from there. My diary is very much taken from my son, but not in total. My son gave me his way of doing his diaries and setting out his week, setting out his days and things like that. And I thought, that's pretty good. It doesn't all work for me, but that part does. And if I add it to the bit I already know, I got something really good here. I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to, put it out, but it just works for me. And guess what? It's all done on a very cheap little plain paper book. That's my diary. I put my own dates in it because you can with a pen. Anyway, have a think. Well, and really the thinking I'm getting here is really, where have we strayed from the basics? Where are we not getting the results that we want? And then look to see how far we've strayed from the basic things that we know. Now, there may be some things that you don't know, and you need to find that knowledge, and we'll go through those type of things. But that's what I learned from that seminar, that training that I went to, the one I started off with this. Persistence and basics. And I knew that, I guess, but I was also searching for something, more bells, more whistles, more smoke and mirrors, I guess. Because when I blew away all of that, I found, it's like finding the truth. And the truth can be not boring, but it's solid, isn't it? It's solid. And when you build off a solid, you get more solid. Anyway, that's my thoughts. A longer 5-minute quickie as normal. I'm sorry. I'm sure you enjoy it, really. Do you? Yeah. Please, please, please. Little request. How about sharing this? Share it to your friends. Why not? It's like a pay it forward, I guess. Share it to anybody you can think of and just wonder what happens. Maybe you do it secretly on a little piece of paper. Why not have a listen to this? Or tell them. Or, forward it. Forward it from your phone. Things like that. I just wonder what would happen if you then noticed the difference in them. Or maybe it begins something, a new friendship. Someone who you can, work with, talk with, converse with. And the other thing is, obviously, I'd love you to subscribe. If you don't subscribe already, please do. Whatever platform you get this on, there's always a subscribe button. And as you do that, maybe just one of those little reviews. That would be awesome, because the more you do that, the bigger, not the bigger this show gets, but the bigger in its audience and more people to get the change. Because that's what that's in my heart. That's what I want for this Personal Development Unplugged podcast, this community, for it to grow, but to grow in a way that makes change. Because you can make change now and just do it. There you go. And remember those old hypnosis tracks. All you got to do is go to paulcloughonline.com/podcast. You never know. There might be a secret gift for you coming shortly. All right now. See you soon. Bye-bye now. Oh, and if you wanted to hear about something that's on paulcloughonline.com that is completely different, have a listen to this. We all need time to de-stress, don't we? We all need that space. Everyone needs space. Our own place of personal retreat. And going to retreats are great. But if you can't, why not have one in your mind? You know, if you don't go to that special place, that stress just builds and builds and builds. But if you have a place in your mind where you can go and de-stress, work out problems, think of all the wonderful things that you'll be able to do. The wonderful feelings. So that's why I've created this program of 4 hypnosis tracks to build and be and have your own inner retreat. You can have whatever you like in that inner retreat. There can be rooms, there can be libraries, healing rooms, different lighting, maybe a fire in the corner, a special chair, maybe incense, anything that you choose. Some people have a computer that stores all the memories you've ever had, that library of everything you've ever read or everything you ever need to know. Maybe a healing room, a room where you can just go to and have your own inner healing or own inner relaxation. So what have I done? I've created these 4 tracks. One to build, one to extend it whenever you need to extend it, and then to be able to go there for a particular period of time or even a longer period of time. So you've got 2 tracks of just going and being in that special place where you can, take a problem with you. Maybe muse it over in that special place. Or you can leave it there. Leave it to incubate in your unconscious mind. So when you come back, then you can just have the answers come. Or they might just come.
You are now leaving
it's all
the
there for
unplugged
you.
mind.
All you have to
Paul
do is
Clough.
go to paulcloughonline.com/retreat. Have a look, give you a nice little video there. Just see if it's for you. I think it's a lovely little
Personal
program.
Development
There's
Unplugged.
nothing to lose because there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's a lovely program, and I think it was one I wanted to do for myself because I just thought it's such a wonderful thing to do. I love retreats, but hey, this is your own personal one. Have a look. Enjoy.